Good morning my dear students. Again we are here for our next history class, and I'll be continuing the same chapter which we did in the previous class, which is the Tughlags Sayyids and Lodi. So a short recap of what we did in the previous class. So in the previous class we did about the expedition to Kurasana. So how Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he came up with several projects, and all his projects became a failure. Okay, because it was not implemented properly. So the last project was the expedition to Kurasana. Okay, so here why this Kurasana expedition? It became a failure because for this Kurasana expedition he had already given one year's salary ahead to the soldiers, and he spent a lot of money in this expedition, let's say, to the soldiers, because he gave a lot of finance for arms, weapons, armaments was spent. Okay, and he also gave 1 year salary advance to the soldiers. But in the end, what happened? This Kurasana expedition, it was cancelled. Clear? So this way his Kurasana expedition, it became a failure. And because of the failed projects of Muhammad bin Tughlaq were not liked by the people, his nobles. Okay, the people from his kingdoms were not happy with Muhammad bin Tughlaq. And Muhammad bin Tughlaq, after he died, his kingdom was very unstable. The nobles were fighting among themselves. And at this time, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he died in 1351 AD, and after he died, his cousin Firoz Shah Tughlaq, he became the next Sultan, okay, Sultan of Delhi. Then Firoz Shah Tughlaq, he was a very good, benevolent ruler. He was loved by everyone, and he was made the ruler of, or sultan, by the ulemas and the nobles. So to please the ulemas and the nobles, to the ulemas he started giving, to the nobles he started giving jagirs. Jagirs are land as gifts, and he also started giving grants, some kind of concession to the ulemas. So this way he made the nobles and the ulemas happy. And most of the revolt, he was not able to crush all the revolts. Okay, and it says here, he attacked the Jagannath temple. The Hindu temple was attacked by him, and he also imposed, or he charged jizya to the Hindus. Okay, if they wanted to go to a pilgrimage, like if they wanted to visit a holy place, they had to pay some tax. Okay, so this way he imposed pilgrimage tax to the Hindus or other religion. Then welfare measures, there were a lot of welfare measures which were taken by Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Here land taxes were reduced in the Doab area, there were canals, there were dams which were built, and harsh punishment, there was no harsh punishment in the kingdom, no cruel or harsh punishment in the kingdom. And he also, to promote education, mosque and madrasas, these education centers were built, and he also gave funds, okay, to this education center, funds, money. Then he also built free hospitals, especially for the poor, and rest house for the travelers. Then Firoz Shah also built a lot of new towns of Hisar, Firozpur, Jaunpur, Firozabad. Okay, these were the towns which were built by Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Then he had a lot of interest. Now he showed great interest in Sanskrit work, and out of this interest he translated most of the Sanskrit work into Persian and Arabic. Then he died in 1388 AD, and after him whoever succeeded, whoever became the next sultan, they were not as great as him. And the last Tughlaq ruler was Nasiruddin Muhammad. He was defeated by Turco-Mongol ruler Timur or Timur, and this way the Tughlaq dynasty came to an end. And Timur, he invaded India, he captured Delhi, and this way the Tughlaq rule ended and Timur started ruling. Now today we are going to start with this topic, invasion of Timur. Invasion of Timur. If you have your books, please look into your books, or else you just listen carefully. Invasion of Timur, it's in page 39. Timur was a Turco-Mongol ruler of Central Asia. So he was a mixed, he was Turkish and a Mongolian ruler. Okay, he was a mixture of both Turco-Mongol ruler. Samarkand, Samarkand, K-A-N-D. Samarkand was the capital of his kingdom. So he was the ruler of Central Asia, and the capital of his kingdom was Samarkand. Taking advantage of the weak rule of the Tughlags, Timur invaded India in 1398 AD. Now Timur saw that India was the rulers, the Tughlags were very weak. Okay, after Firoz Shah Tughlaq, whoever became the rulers, they were very weak. So taking this advantage, he invaded India in 1398 AD. He looted Delhi and his soldiers mercilessly killed thousands of Muslims. Okay, Muslims as well as Hindus. So his soldiers he looted Delhi and his soldiers mercilessly killed the Hindus and the Muslims. Timur did not want to rule India, but his intention was not to rule India, just to loot India. Timur, he did not want to rule India, and before returning to Samarkand, before he went back to his capital, to his kingdom, with the looted wealth, he appointed Khirs Khan as the governor of his conquered territories in India. So now after he looted India, now he wanted to go back to his kingdoms in Samarkand. But before he went back, he appointed who? Khirs Khan. K-H-I-Z-R. Khirs Khan. Okay, he was appointed to look after the kingdom in India. And after he appointed Khirs Khan, then he went back to his kingdom in Samarkand. So Khirs Khan, he was appointed as the governor of the conquered territories in India. And Khirs Khan had served under Firoz Shah as governor of Multan. So before Khirs Khan joined Timur, before he served under Firoz Shah Tughlaq as the governor of Multan. So Khirs Khan, before he joined Timur, he was under whom? He was under Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Okay, so he served the Tughlaq dynasty before. However, he joined Timur when he attacked India. But when Timur attacked India, instead of fighting for Firoz Shah Tughlaq, he fought for whom? He fought for Timur. And later on, Khirs Khan established a new dynasty of the Delhi Sultanate, and which was known as the Sayyad Dynasty. So the next dynasty, the fourth dynasty, was the Sayyad Dynasty, and this Sayyad Dynasty was established by Sayyad Dynasty was established by whom? It was established by Khirs Khan. Again, I will repeat. Timur, he invaded India, he defeated the last Tughlaq ruler, and he now he did not rule India. His intention was not to rule India, but what did he do? He invaded India, he looted India and took the wealth from India to his kingdom in Central Asia in Samarkand. But before he went to Samarkand, he appointed a governor whose name was Khirs Khan to look after the Indian territories. But this Khirs Khan, he had served whom? Firoz Shah Tughlaq, okay, from the Tughlaq dynasty. And later he joined Timur when Timur attacked India, okay. And Firoz Shah Tughlaq, he was the one who established the Sayyad Dynasty. Are you clear? Now we come to the Sayyad Dynasty. So this is the fourth dynasty, the Sayyad Dynasty. S-A-Y-Y-I-D, Sayyad Dynasty. So who started this dynasty? Who founded it? It is Khirs Khan from 1414 to 1451 AD. Okay. Khirs Khan, he captured Delhi and founded the Sayyad Dynasty in 1414. The Sayyids ruled for how many years? So altogether they ruled for 37 years. They ruled for 37 years. Khirs Khan ruled for how many years? He ruled for 17 years. So Khirs Khan ruled for 17 years, and other three rulers of the Sayyad dynasty were Mubarak Shah Sayyid. He ruled from 1421 to 1434. Muhammad, let's say Mubarak Shah. Mubarak Shah ruled from 1421 to 1434. Another was Muhammad Shah. He ruled from 1434 to 1443. And the next was Alauddin Alam Shah Sayyid. He ruled from 1443 to 1451. And the last ruler of the Sayyid dynasty was Bahlul Lodi. Again, I'll repeat. Khirs Khan, he was the founder of the Sayyid dynasty. He ruled for 17 years, and after him there were other rulers. Mubarak Shah, who ruled from 1421 to 1434. Muhammad Shah, he ruled from 1434 to 1443. And Alauddin Alam Shah, he ruled from 1443 to 1451. And the last ruler of the Sayyid dynasty was Bahlul Lodi. Okay. And the last Sayyid ruler, Alam Shah, was defeated by Bahlul Lodi. Clear? Again, the three, after Khirs Khan, the three rulers, Mubarak Shah, Muhammad Shah, Alam Shah, that is Alauddin Alam Shah, they were the three Sayyid ruler, and these three, after these three, the last Sayyid ruler was defeated by Bahlul Lodi. Okay, then the Lodi Dynasty started. Okay, clear with Sayyid Dynasty. Then the last one is the Lodi Dynasty. The last is the Lodi Dynasty. So we are done with the Sayyid Dynasty founded by Khirs Khan. After him, the three rulers, Mubarak Shah, Muhammad Shah, Alauddin Alam Shah, they ruled the Sayyid Dynasty, and the last ruler, Alam Shah, was defeated by Bahlul Lodi, and the Lodi Dynasty began. So, Lodi Dynasty 1451 to 1526. The Lodi dynasty was the last dynasty of the Sultanate. So there were 5 dynasties. Okay, so out of this 5 dynasty, the last was the Lodi dynasty. But it was the first Afghan dynasty to rule in India. But this Lodi dynasty was the first Afghan dynasty to rule India. So this Lodi dynasty was the first Afghan dynasty to rule India. First Afghan dynasty to rule India. The Lodi dynasty ruled for 75 years from 1451 to 1526 AD. And the 3 Lodi sultans were Bahlul Lodi, who founded this Lodi dynasty, Bahlul Lodi, B-A-H-L-O-L, Bahlul Lodi. He was the founder of this Lodi dynasty. Sikandar Lodi, okay, next was Sikandar Lodi, the son of Bahlul Lodi, and Ibrahim Lodi, the son of Sikandar Lodi. Okay, these were the 3 Lodi rulers. To strengthen his power and consolidate the fragmented Sultanate, Bahlul Lodi replaced the rebellious provincial governors with loyal Afghan governors. Now, what did Bahlul Lodi do? To make his power more strong, okay, and to consolidate again, to combine into a single unit, because at that time the Delhi Sultanate, what had happened in the Delhi Sultanate, it was fragmented. Okay, so many of the nobles, they came up and they started having their own independent province, isn't it? So to unite them and to make more powerful, what did Bahlul Lodi, what did he do? He replaced this provincial governors with loyal Afghan. Now he brought in Afghan governors. He succeeded in expanding the Sultanate from Punjab to Bihar. So the Sultanate was extended from Punjab to Bihar during his rule. Bahlul Lodi was succeeded by his son Sikandar Lodi. He turned out to be the most capable ruler of the Lodi dynasty. So Sikandar Lodi was very capable. He was more capable than his father. Sikandar was succeeded by his son Ibrahim Lodi. So Sikandar, after Bahlul Lodi, his son Sikandar Lodi ruled. After Sikandar Lodi, it was Ibrahim Lodi. He was not, but Ibrahim Lodi was not a capable ruler like his father. He was popular with neither the masses nor the nobility. So neither the nobles, neither his people liked Ibrahim Lodi. He could not tackle rebellious against him, and he angered senior nobles and governors by replacing them with younger ones. So those senior nobles and the older ones, okay, those old nobles and the senior nobles were replaced. He removed the older nobles and replaced the older nobles with younger ones, and these made the older nobles very angry. Some members of the displeased nobility invited Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur, the ruler of Kabul, to invade India. So the nobles were so angry, the senior nobles were so angry that they were very unpleased with him and invited whom? Invited Zahiruddin Muhammad. He was known as Babur and he was the ruler of Kabul. So yeah, Zahiruddin Babur was invited to India, okay, to invade India, to attack and to invade India. Okay, why? Because the governors were not happy, the old governors were not happy with Ibrahim Lodi. So to attack Ibrahim Lodi, or let's say to invade India, Babur was sent, okay, Babur was called by the governors to India. They sided with Babur against Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat in 1526 AD. So the first battle of Panipat was fought in 1526 AD. Okay, so this was a war between Babur and Ibrahim Lodi. The first battle of Panipat proved to be a historical milestone as Babur's victory laid the foundation of 330 years of Mughal rule in India. So the first battle of Panipat is a historical event in India. Why? Because with Babur started the Muslim rule in India, or let's say the Mughal rule in India, and the Mughals, they ruled in India for how many years? 330 years. So this is very important, or let's say the turning point in the history, Indian history. Okay, clear? So with this I finished the chapter, but I'll just quickly go through what I did. So today I did this invasion of Timur, how Timur invaded India. He was a Turco-Mongolian ruler of Central Asia and its capital was Samarkand. He took the advantage of the weak rulers of India and he came and he looted India. But before he went back to Samarkand, he made Khirs Khan his governor to look after the Indian territories, and Khirs Khan, he started the Sayyad Dynasty. And Khirs Khan, after Khirs Khan there were three rulers, Mubarak Shah, Muhammad Shah, Alauddin Alam Shah. These were the three Sayyid rulers, and Alam Shah was defeated by Bahlul Lodi and the Lodi Dynasty started, and this Lodi Dynasty was the first Afghan dynasty. So Bahlul Lodi, he was the founder of this Lodi Dynasty. His son Sikandar Lodi was a capable ruler, but the son of Sikandar Lodi was Ibrahim Lodi, who was not capable. Okay, and this way Ibrahim Lodi had lot of enemies. His governor became his enemies, and these governors, why? Because the old governors were replaced by new governors, and the old governors, what did they do? They invited Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur to attack and invade India and to fight against Ibrahim Lodi. So this way the first battle of Panipat was fought between Babur and Ibrahim Lodi, and this first battle of Panipat was the turning point in the Indian history, because with this first battle of Panipat started the Mughal rule in India, and the Mughal ruled for 330 years. Okay, so with this I finished with this chapter, the fourth chapter from history.